Good morning. Well, it's the start of me doing a whole lot of electrical. So what I have to do is I'm going to be cutting holes in the ceilings, cutting holes in the floors, cutting holes through walls, crawling through the attic, fishing wires through with the conduit and stuff like that. And I'm also mounting, I guess you would call it kind of circuit panels, boards, panel things. And here in France, they're called electric tableaus, which is like an electric table, which I guess makes sense. I'm not sure. But then what you also have to do, or what you have an option to do, is you could put something called a GTL in, which is basically a big, huge, wide conduit that goes up the wall, all the way to the ceiling to the floor for the most part. And you put all your wires behind it. So instead of chasing the holes and grooves in the wires like that, because these aren't like drywall or plasterboard walls, they're solid, right? So you'd have to dig them out with a wall chaser, put all the conduit in the wall, and then plaster over it. So instead of doing that, what I've done is in my plans, I've picked 4 locations where I'm going to have a different like circuit breaker box. One of them is going to be in here, and this is in the top floor in the, I'm going to call this the utility room. So it's just to the side of our top floor bathroom. And we're going to be putting a water heater over here. And I'm going to have like a manifold for all the pipes when I get all the plumbing done on this wall. And then basically on this wall, running up and down, I'm going to have this GTL in a box. I'll be putting another box outside in the pool room where the pool pumps are and stuff like that. And I'm putting one when you first come in the door. And I'm putting one in, where's the other one? In the laundry room, which is on the floor below us. That's sort of more in the middle of the house. So what I have to do is, in order to make sure it's up to code and stuff like that, or they call the norms here, basically you have to do a lot of measurements to make sure you're a certain distance away from things that give off heat, from anything that has a water source. And what it allows me to do is, if I had just had a box here without a GTL, which is the big wide trunking that goes up and down, I'd have to have 70 centimeters, which is quite a lot. So it would be that wide. So out to about here, not front-wise, but sideways, around the box of nothing can be near it. The depth of this is approximately 25 centimeters, which is about a foot, I guess. Yeah, just less than a foot, 10 inches, I think, coming out. And so if I mounted the box here, I'd have to think, okay, well, if there's pipes over here, they've got to be this far away, and the water heater's got to be this far away, and that sort of thing. So that's what I have to kind of figure out now, is where I'm going to mount all these. And then I'm going to basically cut a hole in the tiles, or remove some tiles on the ground, and then cut some holes in the ceiling through the, up into the attic. And I'll be doing that on each floor. So these wires will go down, some of these wires will go down into our master bedroom. And instead of chasing all the wires, I'm going to be putting conduit, which is a much smaller conduit like this, which is just kind of like a square case that goes over the wires. And I'll be putting that up at the ceiling and then down, and then like kind of routing it that way. My whole plan is to do minimal amount of chasing as possible, but I'll have to do it around all the baseboards on the ground, where you go from socket to socket to socket. That's going to be very messy. Every room's got them, and we have about 230 sockets we're putting in. Some of them that includes like 2 together. So that would be like this one here. They go horizontally, tend to go horizontally in Europe versus the up and down ones that we do in North America. So a 2Z, so it's more like 100 and something holes in the wall I have to do, but you get the idea. And the whole point is, if I put this in the right position, if I run the cables a little longer distances, I'm going to save a lot of chasing, because that's where most of the work's going to be. And hopefully I can get this all done in about a month. So we've ordered all the GTL, this stuff, ridiculous price. Like for this room, it's like about 100 euros for just a big bunch of plastic that goes up and down. But I guess it's a fireproof. It's, I don't know, it's up to code or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, we can buy that for at least 3 of the boxes. The one in the pool room I won't worry about, because with the pump in it, because I've got lots of space and it's outside. But anyway, so that's the plan in here. So I'm going to measure these out and start seeing where that's going to position things. And hopefully get that working today. And I'm gonna start smashing holes, installing GTLs and stuff next week. Also, what we're planning to do on this side of this wall is we're gonna put in another small ensuite. So it's a fairly big bedroom over there on this side. So what I'm gonna do is get 100 mil, which is like a 10 centimeter pipe for a sewer stack. Yeah, it's gonna pop out over here and run along, connect to a toilet that's on the other side of this wall. So I could measure that out, keep space for that. And then once again, the manifold for all the piping is going to go here. All this gets ripped out. These pipes are all going to be ripped out, copper. And this little silly drain that was in the sink in that room is going to get pulled out. And that'll all tie in with the toilet that's going to be on the side of this wall over here in the large bathroom on the top floor. Oh, another thing, I've been having trouble kind of thinking about how am I going to show you guys what this stuff looks like. As you can see right now, I'm in a closet where to put the camera. So I went and bought, I'm going to look like a doofus, but I went and bought a head thing that you basically put on your head, and I got a camera on the front of it. So you can see what I'm doing. So otherwise I think it'll be quite the, you'll be wondering what I'm doing all the time. But anyways, see how this goes. Either it works or it doesn't. It's super cheap, so it's worth a go, even if I look like a doofus. But yeah, especially when climbing up in the attic and stuff like that, you have no idea and stuff like that. So anyways, let's see how we do and see how these cameras look like. Anyways. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is just start measuring this out. I've measured, what I'm doing is I'm taking it 10 centimeters away from the wall, which will kind of make up for the circle of the pipe that's going to go down the bottom down here. And then I'm going to do another 10 centimeters over, so it's 20 centimeters, and that's where I can start the edge of the box, because we have to be 10 centimeters away from, or the GTL anyways, and the trunking that's going to go from there all the way up to the top. And then I'm going to cut the holes on that side. So it looks like we've got 25 centimeters, which is the width of the GTL, and then you have to have 10 centimeters on the side of nothing can be there. So that's my plan. And then 25 centimeters is the depth, which is approximately to, I guess, about here. So once I'm within that range, it should be fine. So let's mark that. See how I did. Yeah, just a little over 25. So nothing's closer than that, we're good. Next I'm going to do is I'm going to level this up. There we go. Do a quick rough wire or line. All right. Let's do another one here. Yeah, roughly. Seal this ladder over here. Now, the GTL, or the box that sits in this kind of channel thing, can be the last breaker on the top, or the fuse, whatever you want to call it, can't be any higher than 180 centimeters, which is about 1.8 meters. So if we look here, yeah, that's about what that is. Quickly make a line across there. So as long as it's below it, it's okay. Now the actual box that you put in with the breakers will be kind of 4 rows as it goes along like that. And then the breakers will actually be here. So it'll be definitely within that range. It can also not be any lower than 90. So let's take a look at this. Make sure that we were in that range. Yeah, I don't see it being anywhere near 90. So 90, we have 80, 90. I'm going to put that as our kind of a dotted line along here. Oops. Just do. Okay, so there we go. So now we know where we're putting our breakers. They've also got some rules in France where you can't have this in a cupboard exactly. So the point is that if I were to have this like in a like a closet or a cupboard that's inside of a pantry or something like that, or in like your kitchen cupboards, you can't do that. There can't be doors. There can't be anything that allows you to put something in front of it. So there can't be shelves, and then you can put like whatever, clothes or something in front of that. If it's in a bedroom closet, you can't do that. Anyways, so I now know how high I need to bring my wires to. So I'm going to cut a hole in the top up there, and then I'll start working out taking this tiles, and probably have to take this one tile out. And then I'll take this little edge pieces out as well. Now my goal is to try to get them out without breaking them. Whether I'll be able to do that or not, I'm not sure. But there are some spare tiles we found that are in the garage that I had taken out from other stuff. Yeah, and I'm going to cut these pipes off. All these pipes should be disconnected. I'm going to go underneath and just double check that this stuff is all disconnected here. We actually went to the basically the salvage yard, and we got like almost 100 euros for the pipe from the bathroom in there. So this pipe is worth some money. Might as well do it. It might pay for one of these, and we'll recycle it. All right, first thing we do is start chopping these pipes out, make some room. Well, that does it for this hole. Basically, I took the tiles up here, or as a test, just to see how much damage I would do trying to get them out safely. I'm going to be taking this whole floor up, at least in this room, and probably the hallway, including these tiles, and putting down OSB, and then some sort of, I don't know, street or something, and then the tiles on top. What I want to do is, because we're going to have the water heater over here, and it's like 250 kilos, which is, I don't know, 500 pounds, I don't know, 500 pounds, something like that. It's going to be a lot of weight on here, so I want to do some noggins in between the floor joists just to give a little extra support. But otherwise, yeah, basically this hole goes down into, doesn't go down into our master bedroom. I guess I got the measurement slightly wrong, but here, where, I don't know if you can see there's a crack here, running right down the center of the hallway is where the wall for the master bedroom and the bedroom beside it is. So this is going into the cupboard, which is the one beside the master bedroom, and that bedroom. So yeah, I'm gonna take it down through those cupboards there because they're easy to get to, and I'm gonna put a conduit down the wall inside of the cupboards, and that'll get me all the way down to what will be the dining room that's now the kitchen. And then from there on, I can spread out. That way I don't have to do too much chasing or anything like that. So anyways, and then the one on the top up here, I stuffed some foam in there, and it just basically stopped little critters from getting in, even though I don't think there are any for the next few weeks. I'm pretty much done here for now. Waiting for next week, we're going to get this GTL conduit thing and then the box. So I'll install that next week. Hopefully, enough space there to get all the cables down and then the cables up. So looking good. Now the next room I'm going to do is what's going to be above the laundry room. So what I'm going to do in there, I'm going to go through a cupboard, and then I'm going to, because there's not as many going up as there are down, and basically do a small trunking in there. That'll pop up into the attic also on this side. And that should get me all the stuff to the laundry room for that GTL, which I'll then go and do tomorrow. Alrighty, well, I just got a delivery of the Goulet GTL clipsable, whatever that is. It's for a tableau, and basically, let's take a look at it. So it's just really some hunks of plastic, like that. Go on the wall like this. And then I think your source stuff coming from the electric company goes in this side, or stuff like communication stuff goes on the side, and then all your wires go on the inside of this. And then I've also, it comes with clips, I think. Not sure how they work, but they go in somehow, and basically that holds on to the boards. The actual panel, lots of goodies in here, and there's some covers that go on the front. Like this, just clip on. That'll be obviously white. That's just a protective cover, I guess, for painting. And then this is the tableau. Yeah, this is a bigger one. It's got 4 pins in it. And then basically it gets affixed or attached to the front of this. And then you basically cut the covers. So it's all free back there, and then the covers go and slap on the top here, and then on here. And you basically just stack these up. So that's basically how it's going to work. I don't know if I'm going to do it in the next video, but probably not too far along the line. I'll at least put these on and marking where our tableaus are going to be put. Yeah, that's the system. So this apparently means that we can have less space around stuff because it's more secure. No, so anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Excited to get going on this stuff. Not a lot of progress, but it takes a while when you're filming this sort of stuff to get work done. So hopefully my next video I'm starting in this room, and I'm going to get that connection from this floor down into the laundry room, and then hopefully more than that. And then maybe we'll start putting these on the wall and then start fishing some wires soon. So yeah, making progress. It's going to be a little slow, at least initially. What I found is that when I remove the tiles, there are a little bit of chips on them. Like in here, it's in a closet. Everywhere I'm putting things are going to be kind of in utility rooms, closets, the laundry room. As long as they're not totally smashed up tiles, I'm not going to fuss too much about them. As soon as you get that first one up, the other ones come up really quickly, and they don't crack or they don't chip the edges. Let's see how we do. See how many months. I was hoping for a month at the beginning of this video, but I'm now like yeah, it'll be a couple months when I get the whole house wired, but that's okay. We've got a roof going on. Another couple weeks, 2-3 weeks, I think, I'll be getting a new roof. I'll be doing insulation. I'll be putting in a skylight at the top of the stairs, like a what do you call it, like a pyramid kind of light thing. I'll be putting in a window for a hatch out in the roof as well. So lots of stuff going to happen. Won't just all be electric, but hope you enjoy it. And if you do, give me a thumbs up and consider following me, I guess. And yeah, cheers.